Hi, I'm Epokk from Minigame Guides. Today we're going to be talking about how to get the Stagbreaker in Valheim. Now the Stagbreaker, what is it? It's a massive two-handed weapon, a hammer that you can just do AoE damage with. Now that is something you don't have many weapons you can do that with in Valheim, so getting this one is a really good idea. But how can you make it? Now you actually just need 4 things. First thing, you will need to upgrade your workbench to a tier 2. You will need 20 core wood, 5 deer trophies and 2 leather scraps. Now let's just break it down. So to get the 2-tier workbench, what you just simply need to do is you're going to need to build a chopping block. Now a chopping block is something you can craft with the building hammer, and it is actually just basically some wood and a few flint. Now flint are kind of stones, these light gray color stones that you can find along the beaches or along the large pools of water. So just walk around a large pool of water or the sea and you will find a lot of them. The second requirement, the 20 core wood, which we will need to craft the Stagbreaker, is probably the hardest thing to get. There are right now in game, I believe, 5 different biomes. Now you start at the meadows biome, which is pretty much the starting zone. Now the moment that you go outside of that, you may find other biomes, like for example Black Forest or the mountains. Now you're going to be looking for the Black Mountain. Now this is kind of dangerous because you have over there a lot more enemies than you're used to. Now in the Black Forest you will find 2 kinds of trees. Now this is going to be the fir tree and the pine tree. Don't even look at the fir tree, you will need the pine tree. Only the pine tree will give you core wood. So just chop them down with the first tier axe. You don't really need to upgrade it or whatever. You can just use your regular axe and just knock it down. And while you're at it, I would personally get more than 20 core wood because it's just so dangerous. You might as well just fill up so you can kind of stay away from the Black Forest for right now. Now for the next part you will need the 5 deer trophies. Now this is not hard, this is just very time consuming and you kind of need to learn to use the bow. Now if you have not used the bow just yet, whenever you fire an arrow with your bow, the arrow will drop down. So you will always want to aim quite a little bit above the deer when you see one. Personally, I would really recommend just practicing a little bit. Now you can try to aim at just some rocks, or you can just try to kill a bird, for example. They don't fly away that easy if you're not standing too close. So yeah, just aim a little bit at those guys. But how do you find deer? Well, it's kind of a technique that you kind of need to develop the hard way. So what you basically need to do is you're just gonna run in the forest. Now you not sprint, you're just gonna run in the forest. You're not going to use any stamina as you're moving around, and at a certain point you may hear certain sounds. Just identify where the sound comes from. Now the deers, the boars, the graylings, they all have different sounds, and just identify the deer sound. Now I'm not going to try to replicate it, just don't ask me already, but it's just a very specific sound. Now when you hear it, you're just going to start crouching and you're going to walk towards where the sound is until you find the deer. And you're just going to stay a few meters away from it, about 10 meters, and just try to hit it. Now you can just use wooden arrows, the most simple arrows to make, because they don't have that much health. They're just a lot harder to find and to hit. Once you spook them, don't even try running behind them. Now I have done it, I have killed them while they were spooked, but it's just not fun. So really be careful to not spook them. Now for the 2 leather scraps, that's the last part. You just need to kill some boars. Now boars will drop about a leather scrap and a piece of meat each time, and sometimes even a trophy. Now if you have collected the 20 core wood, the 5 deer trophies, 2 leather scraps, and have upgraded your workbench to the 2nd tier, then you can create the Stagbreaker. Now for the Stagbreaker, I'm still kind of thinking about if it's really something I want to take with me to combat encounters or not. Now it is really great, it has an AoE attack, you can hit a lot of small enemies at the same time and just kill them all at once. It's also a very great weapon if you just want to destroy one of those old wooden buildings to get some fast wood. Personally, I still think it's a great weapon, but I'm probably just gonna stick with my shield and spear for most combat encounters, for I prefer it for having a fast attack instead of a very slow attack. But that is just me. Now if you need some more guides on Valheim, just check this playlist out. Now I have a couple of guides already made and a few more on the way, so just be sure to check this playlist out. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.